Hello, hello, hello. So I have to hop on because I just got off an hour and a half sales call where somebody was trying to sell to me. And so going into the call, I wasn't even like a hell yes, I'm convinced I want to work with this person or whatnot. So I did my research. Yep, decided to get on the call. And so, okay, because I thought there's a good vibe. There's some similarities in here. Then the bro marketing, the masculine energy, the old style sales tactics came on. And it drives me insane. And so this is going to be an event on what not to do in sales, how to not get a client, and we need to change how sales have been done. We just honestly need to change how people do sales. Like this shit needs to stop. So what happens? Traditional sales, and that's exactly what this was first of all, he sent me some questionnaires of like, where would you want to be? Why aren't you there yet? What would this allow you to do? What's the worth of that? And would it be worth the investment? And how will James' life change if we work together? And there's a couple other questions. What's that worth to James, And it's just like, so the questions right from the get-go, I flat out told him, I'm like, these are 100% sales questions that I don't appreciate. I don't like them. That's not how I work. So he's like, I'm going to call you out on your bullshit. Let's hop on the phone anyways. I'm like, okay. So then I'm like relaxing. Okay. Breathing into, I'm not going to go in prejudgmental. I'm going to go in and I'm going to listen to my heart. And so I did. Starts off good. Then it's like, it gets into the sales questions, the traditional sales questions that I've done 1,000 times. And I used to, when I taught business, these are the sales questions you should ask people to make people feel like shit and make them cry so that they will buy from you. This is the old style of marketing. This is the old style of sales. I don't know where and when it worked and who it worked on, but it does not work for me. I am an empowered woman, and it does not work for me when you make me feel like shit so that I need to find myself and find you as my savior. You are not going to save me. I am not going to save you. I don't want to save your business. I don't want to save you. I don't want that responsibility. And why does somebody else need to save me? Nobody else saves me. I save myself. I save myself. Nobody else is there. This is the role of coaching. We build people up, right? Not tear them down so that we can build them up. Like, that's what's so wrong. It's like, we do not need to tear people down so we can build them back up. Like, fuck, it's just, sorry, I'm gonna like lose it today because it's just like, I don't know. I was crying on the phone and I almost hung up 1,000,000 times and called my friend Steffi because I was just like, sure, my business isn't where I want it to be. And when somebody asked me, well, you have this many followers and you have these offers and you have all these things, why aren't you a millionaire? And I'm like, I don't know. You fucking tell me, That's why I would hire you. Tell me, And it's like, right? And it's so the MLM way of things. It's like, and I was just thinking, it's like, if I go to my hairdresser and she's like, oh, Chas, your hair looks like shit today. Let's like redo the whole thing. I'd be like, I'm not feeling very good about myself, right? Like, I'm just not. And why would I want to hire somebody where I'm already not feeling good about myself? Like, whew, this is like bringing up all the emotions because it's just like this shit happens all the time. And then he's like, because I'm like, hey, I don't even know what I'm paying for. So I told him, I said, I don't know if it's worth the investment because I don't know what the investment is, right? And then it's like, oh, I prayed about it, and like, I can offer you this for $400 a month, and it's just basically emails coming out. I'm like, I don't want that. At no point have you actually asked me what I want, you know? And I'm like, I want a one-on-one coach. I don't need to learn anything else. Like, I like learning, but it's like, I don't need to learn, have somebody teach me and tell me what to do. That's not where I am in my stage of life. Not. But to not even ask me, like, what do you want? And then it's like, well, if you don't have the money, because I'm like, I just checked my Visa today. I'm like, I'm maxed out. I paid it off, or paid off what I could, and now I have like $10 in my bank account. Like, I'm transparent about my money because it is what it is. It's a neutral thing. But to to assume that my worth is based on the money that I make, the money that I have in my bank account, like, that's not my worth. My worth isn't based around that, and never has been and never will. I'm going to be worth the same amount as a human when I make $5 billion as when I make $5. I'm still the same person, and I want you to believe that too. And I don't want anybody to make you ever feel shame based on how much you make or don't make. So those of you just joining on, welcome to the crying show. Anyways, and then saying, like, you need to go, like, maybe you can take money out of your RRSPs and your savings. And I'm like, no. My husband has worked very hard to put money into our savings. I have worked hard to put money into our savings, right? Like, that's my savings. And I just flat out said, I'm like, me investing in you is the hope and a prayer that you're going to save me. The hope and a prayer. And this is the coaching industry, you guys. Like, fuck, it's the coaching industry where it's like you hire a coach because they're the ones that are going to save you from your what's not working, you know? And it's like, it just goes against so much about what I believe as a human, what I believe about coaching. Coaching is empowering you. It is not tearing you down. It is not making you feel shame. And if you're feeling shame by getting on a call with somebody, like, why the fuck would I pay you money? Like, why? Right? Like, I want to build on my strengths, right? Like, I don't know all the answers. So I want to be able to still be able to build on my strengths and grow as a human, become a better coach, become a better whatever. But I'm also doing a damn good job now. And I did do a damn good job for the last 43 years of my life. And don't make me feel shame about that. And like, don't ask me, like, I've had other coaches, not just this one, say like, go get another credit card. If your credit card maxed out, just go get another one. Or take out your savings. And like, I do want to be clear, I am 100% believer in investing in yourself. I'm not scared to invest in myself, and I always invest in myself. Like, my minimum coaching bill is $1,500 a month, minimum. And I'm very happy with that. I would gladly pay more when the right person comes along to build me up, not to tear me down and make me feel shame so that then they can build me up, you know? Yeah, manipulative. Like, freaking. And then he's trying to tell me that, oh, the people that I worked with in the past, they weren't coaches, they were salespeople. And I'm like, dude, you fucking sent me the script, the sales script. And then you want me to join this program of laying the foundations of your business? I'm like, dude, I've been teaching that for 5 years. Aren't you listening to me? I have been teaching people to lay the foundations of their business for 5 years. I think I got mine down, you know? And then it's like, yeah, I like to reverse engineer and plan out, you know, like your year down to the day. I'm like, I'm actually teaching a course on that this month. That's my jam. I love that shit. Planning is who I am. I'm like, aren't you listening to me? You're not listening to me. Linda, you're not listening. Right, Charlotte? Debt and investment are two different things, very different things, and come from a very different place, right? Investment is you deciding to invest in yourself because you see the potential, and you don't need anybody else to tell you that differently. You don't need a coach to say, like, well, this isn't working for you, so if you hire me, I will save your day. And that's what, I don't know if I posted this or I did a post on my phone, and it was like, any industry, any sales thing, if I'm selling a car, you don't have to make my current car look like shit and make me feel bad for driving that current car just so you can sell me a new car. No, sell me in all the benefits of the new car, right? So here's my teaching moment. Sell me on all the benefits of the new car. You don't have to make the old car look like shit at all, right? And I was just thinking, like, McDonald's commercials, they don't be like, oh, that food you're eating at home is so gross and takes so much time, and like you must feel like so exhausted cooking your meals at home, so come eat at McDonald's. No, they even have this build on your strengths. It's like, here's the delicious burger. Yummy. And, they do cater to your desires, right? By not making you feel like shit first, right? And I don't know where in the coaching world that this has become a thing that you get to, like, make people feel like shit so that they can buy from you. Like, I would never do that. And because I'm obviously very passionate about this, and I hope you would never sell that way, whether it's a product. If I walk into a store to buy a shirt and that person, the salesperson, says like, oh, that shirt, like, doesn't look so great on you, I can make you have a better shirt. And I'd be like, no, you just said that didn't look great on you. You made me feel bad. And I just can't do that. So can we make a little promise here to change how we do sales? Fair enough, you need to do sales, right? And because this is your business. Somehow sales is a transaction, is an exchange of one good for another good. One thing of value for another thing of value, right? To better, like I buy a car to get a better car. McDonald's might not be a great example, but maybe I buy a burger from McDonald's because it's better than the burger I make at home. But you don't have to say your burgers at home are shit in order to buy a burger from McDonald's. No. But can we make a promise? Paris, what's your business? I can't remember what your business is. I know you're on quite a bit, but I can never remember what your business is. I'd like to also hear your coaching story. But then at the same time, is that like, I'm a big believer of where your attention goes, energy flows. And so like by giving attention to and pointing out the bad coaches out there, the bad salespeople, the bad marketers, it's like we're giving attention to that and tearing them down. And then we're back to the masculine bro shit feeling marketing. And so like, yeah, as nice as it is to, yeah. We don't need to make other coaches feel bad for what they're doing because maybe nobody knows better, right? Maybe nobody was taught how to sell better, so they just go by what they've always known. And there are still a lot of masculine marketers out there, not just men, women too, high pressure sales. You will only find the solution if you work only with me. Like, such BS. And when I called them on that, I'm like, dude, every coach says they are the answer. So what's the difference between me investing in you and me investing in that other person because they've said that they have the same answer? Like, there's no difference. Like, That person said the same thing. I invested with that person, didn't see the results. And now you're saying the exact same thing because you came from the same school of scripting. And, but that person was wrong and you're right. You're the answer more so than the past person. I'm like, it's just crap. It's just crap. And, I know, Charlotte, you would never come from a place that way. It's not even in your DNA, really. But it's interesting once you see like all the different ways of doing sales out there and how it can come from. So I can have a complete stranger send me a DM in my Instagrams and say like, hey, are you interested? And I can just respond no or delete. I don't need to say anything bad. No or delete. Easy peasy. I don't think that kind of outreach marketing really works anymore. Maybe it does for some people. It is a numbers game. I 100% believe that it's a numbers game. Old school masculine marketing works, but it's not for everybody. Okay? And so, but I don't get offended if somebody sends me a DM. Like some people out there are just going off about like, this style of marketing doesn't work and I just delete and block and blah and tear a strip off of them. Well, what good does it do to tear a strip off of them? That's just what they know, right? And then, I can get a DM from somebody inviting me into their program and that's totally cool. I've had that relationship with her. I know who she is. She just invites me because she thinks she would be a great fit. I may or may not be a great fit, and that's okay. Then that's up to my choice, but at least she put it out there. So that's a little bit of an outreach, but still outreach to people that she already has like a direct past relationship, right? And so I feel better even about doing that. So if I were to send, like, let's say Paris, like she knows who I am, right? So if I were to send you a DM saying like, hey, you want to join this program? Like, I would hope you wouldn't tear a strip off me and, how dare you invite me to something? It's just part of sales. But I really like the attraction style marketing where it's just like you show up, let the world know who you are, what you stand for, what you stand against, and allow people to make their own choices. Allow people to make their own choices and trust that they will make the best decision for them at that time, right? Trust that that's what people do because that's really how people do. People make their best decisions for themselves that they know of at that particular moment, whatever it may be, right? Whatever it may be. Relationships, kids, job, money, who knows, right? But I do believe people make the best decisions for themselves at that time with what they know. So, there's my rant for today. Thank you for letting me express myself, and I will never shame you into working with me. I will always put the offer out there for you to work with me if you so desire. So in my group, I actually posted this about like running your business from a place of desire versus need. The needy vibes. It's like, you need to work with me so I can save you. You need to work with me because whatever you're doing isn't working, obviously, right? You need to make this money so that you can pay your bills. You need to do anything. And it's that needy vibe that you don't like. You don't like to feel that way. Nobody likes to be sold to that way. Like, nobody wants to run their business that way. So let's lead from a place of desire where it's like we desire to make a lot of money in our businesses. That's amazing, right? That is a soul-led desire because when I make that money, I'm going to be able to travel. And like, that is my deepest desire. I want to experience foods from all over the world. I might like them, I might not like them. I want to experience what it's like landing into an airport, like wherever, all these, like, I love meeting people on the streets, sitting at a bar and talking to the people. Like, that's why I want to make money. That's my desire. And so I can do that at any time. And so let's like Quit traumatizing people and making them feel like shit so they will buy from you. Because I pray that if anybody ever makes you feel like shit to try to buy from you, that you say no. You say no, right? It's a hard no. It's not a, let me think about it later. No, I am not going to work with you. You don't need to make me cry. You don't need to make me feel shame. And then you want me to pay you 10 grand or 50 grand? Like, seriously? And then you want me to take money out of my savings account? Because you made me feel like shame and you made me cry and you made me feel small instead of making me feel like the person that I am. Making me feel empowered, right? Oh, Kimberly. Do you like Kimberly or Kim or Gail? My aunt's name is Gail. Or do you like Kimberly Gail? But many people, not just coaches, but sales in all general, like sales of clothing, sales of like products. It's like making you feel not enough, making you feel like what you have is bad, making you feel like you're just fair enough, not enough. And so that they can solve your problems. So you'll hear this lots in the sales and marketing industry, that marketing is about solving people's problems. Marketing is about solving people's problems, yet coaching is completely people solving their own problems. Like I've said for a long time that you don't need to make me aware of my problems. I'm very well aware. Very well aware. You don't need to shame me and make me feel that anymore, right? Right? Because your payment processor probably now, this is probably the script that they use. The current payment processor that you are currently using is probably not meeting your standards, and you are likely paying too much fees, and you made a bad decision for going with that company, but it was the best decision that you made at the time. But I'm here to offer you a lower price. Buy from me. Go fuck yourself. Right? Oh, Kimberly, you have do you have the beer store or a brewery? Oh, I think I remember. Right? So you missed my whole entire story where I had my meltdown, but I'm very passionate about building people up, and that there is no room in the sales industry, in the coaching industry. Like as a coach, where our whole industry is to build people, to empower people, to help them grow into their greatness that they believe is possible, that they want, that I was educated on solution-based coaching, right? And you finding your own solutions. I don't need to tell you the solutions to the problems that I say you have, right? In all fairness, I don't need to tell you the solutions to the problems that I tell you you have. I'm going to do a post on that tomorrow. See, guys, this is how easy it is to come up with posting every day. Yeah, I got to write that down. So, yeah, it comes from you. And so if anybody tries to ever make you feel shame, run. No, don't run, because that's like what victims do. And we are not victims. You stand up and you say, no, this is not acceptable. And that's what I told the guy. I'm like, I don't like the sales questions you sent me. I don't like you making me feel like shit so that I'll buy from you. And then he's like, okay, do you want me? I'll send you over 2 invoices. I'll send you over the invoice for $400 a month, and then I'll send you over the $10,000 invoice, okay? And they're due by Wednesday. And so if you don't pay by Wednesday, then I just know. I'm like, oh my God, you don't get it. You don't get it. I don't like your style of marketing. Right? We grow together. We grow together. Anyways, thank you so much for my venting and for allowing me to like speak my heart. This is part of my human design, and I was gonna type it all out, and I might yet later, but right? Are you even listening? Are you even listening? No, because I'm just reading off a script. And he's like, I work like 12 to 18-hour days. I'm like, well, good for you, because you're making $500,000 a year and you're working 12-hour days. I'm like, should I coach you on how to work less hours and how to up your price? Like, that's all you're making? You're making $500,000 and you have a $50,000 coaching package. So then you're coaching 10 people over the year. You can like diversify your income and like really up that and work less hours. Like, dude. Oh, yeah, you catch me on the right day where I'm like, I am not taking shit from nobody. And when you make me feel like shit, I will put it back on you. You know, like, that's what I love doing in my sales sometimes. It's like, depending on the mood. I don't know if anybody else does this, but like, you'll get a cold DM. Again, no worry. I don't really care. I like no judgment on cold DMs. You do it or you don't. And so then I'll just be like, because I'll be like, hey, would you like me to help you do this? And I'm like, no, but thanks for asking. Would you like me to help you like work less hours and be happier in your business? Then I don't get an answer. Not my ideal client. Whatevs. Anyways, I promised my husband I would actually make dinner tonight instead of like ordering out. Sad day. So thank you. And I love you guys and hope you have a great day. And feel free to share this. It's definitely going to go onto my IGTV. And and I'll do a post on it tomorrow as well. Rise and shine. Bring sunshine to everyone's life. Right? Bring joy, love, and peace. Don't make people feel shame. There's my TED Talk for the day. Love ya.